It's been about 2 months since we brought Sadie, our new border collie, home to the ranch. And if you've been a regular viewer of the channel since we brought her here, you've seen her running around in the background of almost every video since. I think it was about 6 weeks ago that I made a video about how I was training her when we first got her. And I thought, you know, I've had her for a little while now. She's growing like a weed. It'd be a good time to update you guys, let you know how she's doing, what she's learned, and what she still needs to learn. That's what we're doing today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. Okay, go play. Where I last left off with Sadie, we were just working on basic commands. She was only 6 weeks old or 8 weeks old at the time, I think. So the things that I was working on with her were the basics, such as some basic leash training, learning to sit, stay, and come, or as I use the command here for a callback. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. We're working a little bit with the little towel on the lunge whip, which I was just using to sort of, you know, tap into that border collie instinct and show her that chasing things and herding things is fun. I don't know that I needed to show her that. She seems to pretty well understand that on her own, but I mean, maybe it's because I've been doing that since she was a pup. I don't know. Either way, that part's not been an issue. In the last 6 weeks, I've pretty much quit with the leash training, and the reason for that is that I use the leash to teach them really two things. One is to sit, and the other is to follow me when I'm starting to walk, almost like a heel command. So the way that I do that, in case you missed the first video, is I'll walk with her on the leash, and when I stop, I'll tell her sit and then make her sit with the leash. And then when I start walking again, I'll say, come on, and that's a command to let her know that it's time to keep going. Once she has those things pretty well down, I don't really see a lot of reason to continue with the leash training because just sort of the way that my dogs' lives are, they might be on a leash a handful of times in their life, and that's mostly going to be just when we go to the vet. So I feel like as rare as that is, that when it does happen, I'm hoping by then that she's well behaved enough to just stay at a good heel, and the leash will be more of a formality, not something that's really needed. Now, since I've taken the leash out of the program, I want to make sure that I'm still using these commands with her on a daily basis so that she doesn't forget what they are or what they mean. Here. Sit. Good girl. Okay, come on. Sadie, sit. Good girl. Come on. You can see that off leash, it's not quite as polished as it would be on leash, but I almost feel like the fact that she will do it off leash demonstrates that I have more control over her than if we were doing it on leash, because when she's on leash, she really doesn't have a choice. She kind of has to follow what I'm telling her to do. When she's off leash, I just feel like she is following the commands because she knows that that's the right thing to do. When the boss tells you to do it, that's what you do. The stay command, I think, is one of the more important things that she needs to learn, especially for her job that she'll end up doing. And now, rather than just implementing that in the yard here, you know, having her sit at one end of the yard and stay while I walk across the yard and calling her, I'm trying to interject that more into when we're doing our herding game. And I think that if I can get her to stop and stay while she's in the middle of, you know, that mind frame of chasing the towel, that is what I want to get to, and she has demonstrated that she'll do that for me now. But I think it's really important to be able to have that level of control and communication with her so that when she's really in the zone of chasing something, I can get her to stop even if she doesn't want to. I guess you could say the way that I'm testing the stay command and really trying to ingrain that in her mind is I'm just messing with her. I try to get her as excited as I can. I try to really get her in the zone, and then I hit her with the stay command and see if she listens. Sadie, here. You want that? Get it. Stay. Stay. So if she doesn't stay, I'll just pick the sock up, So then the game is kind of over until she does what I want her to do. Get it. Stay. So like here, it's difficult for them when they can't see it to hold stay. So I like to kind of mess with her and just go circles. And then if I'm feeling particularly mean, I might even sort of drape it on her. She knows that she can't get it until I say it's all right. Get it! Good girl. Stay. Good girl. So that's what I want to see right there. Get it! Good girl. So this is probably the other command, maybe the hardest one to teach her, and that's to let go of this towel. So what I've been saying is release. She don't like to do it though. Sadie, release. Oh, of course, now you do it when you're on camera. Good girl. So you can see that she's not totally perfect on these things, but she's pretty good, I think, especially for how old she is. And I think if we just keep practicing that repetition, and as long as I do my job and not letting her get away with little bad habits, I think she's gonna get it just fine. Now, when we're working, you guys have heard me using the get it command, which is basically me telling her, you know, full throttle, move in. If you wanna lay teeth on them, I'm okay with that. And I think that is something good that she needs to know. You know, when it's time to push hard, we can push hard. But there's also gonna be times when I just want her to work easy, and that's what we've sort of been starting on, working on now. Just because, you know, it's sort of in their nature to wanna move hard on them. But Border Collies are smart, they're thinkers, and I think that I just need to show her that, you know, sometimes slow is okay too. Sometimes slow is even better. So that's what we've been working on now. When I want her to slow down and just sort of work the cows easy, then I just tell her, easy. So the way that I do this is kind of the same way that we do stay. When she starts doing what I don't want her to do, I just pick this towel up and the game's over until she cooperates. So we're just gonna start by just kind of letting her go at the pace she wants to go. Now we'll go easy, easy, good girl. Good girl. Move up on him. Easy. Good girl. Easy now. Good girl. Stay. That's perfect. I hope that's getting on camera. Easy, easy. Good girl. Easy. Get it! Good girl. So I always like to end with that get it, because that's sort of her reward. It takes a lot of restraint for them to sort of slow down like that. And, you know, we got to keep training fun or else she's not going to want to do it. So as long as she looks forward to playing this game again, I think we're doing good. Easy. Good girl. Good girl. Easy. Good girl. Come on. Come on. Come on. Easy does it. Easy. Stay. Good girl. Let's get it. Whoa. So she's doing really good with the easy command. Sometimes it takes her a little while to get there, but once she gets in the right mind frame, she really does seem to do it pretty well. And we've only been working on this for a couple days now. I'm really happy with the progress that she's making so far. So since she has done so good, I think now I will just sort of let her run around in what I call full throttle mode and just have some fun, and we'll call this training session done. All right, get it. know that some people are going to ask me if I've introduced Sadie to any stock yet, and the proper answer to that question is no, because she's too young, and you shouldn't introduce a stock dog to animals until they're about 6 months old. That would be the proper answer. The reality is that I have sort of walked with her behind calves a couple times, just to sort of give her the idea of kind of what we're going to be doing for the rest of her life. And the reason that I felt comfortable doing that, number one, is because it was with calves, not full-grown cows. And because I do feel that I have good enough control over her that I can prevent her from getting into any trouble. And also, she is so fast now, she's faster than any of these calves. So if one of them did turn around and decide to get some attitude with her, I feel confident that she could get away. I understand there's risk involved in this and that it's, you know, I mean, sort of dangerous, but let's be honest, as a stock dog, they're going to face danger every time they work. This is just part of it. Now, the way that these dogs are bred, you know, you see how they crouch and keep their heads low. The reason for that is so that when cows kick, they just kick right over the top of them. So I'm not saying that they'll never get hurt or never get kicked, but I am saying that, you know, there's hundreds of years of breeding behind trying to keep these dogs safe. Now, with that being said, there is a calf that got on the wrong side of the fence, and I thought that, you know, if I waited long enough, I mean, surely, right, it figured out how to get on the wrong side, it should be able to figure out how to get back. Well, it's been about 24 hours now, and the calf still hadn't figured it out yet. So I think Sadie and I will walk out there, and I'll grab a camera, and I'll just kind of show you guys how she acts around live animals. All right, so that is our calf. I'm gonna try to get him through that gate up there, and I think once he's over there, he's probably just stuck under the hot wire. If we get him back over there, he should do the same, but I think right now he can't figure out how he got in so easy, and now he can't get through a barbed wire fence. Sadie, here. Here. Good girl. Let's go easy. That must be Mama right there. Come on, Sadie. Go easy on him. Let's see if we can get him over with Mama. It's tough because there's all these other cows that she's looking at. Okay, so he found the wire. He says, I don't want to go that way. Push him a little, Sadie. Push him a little. Okay, I think he's gonna do it here. Let's move in on him. He's thinking about it. There, we got it. There, we got him. I don't know if you helped any, but you think you did. So that's about the extent of what she's been doing with live animals. You can see that she is cautious, which is good. And I think her biggest problem right now, especially trying to pick out one calf like that, there's all these other cows here that are sort of distracting her that she's trying to keep an eye on. But you know, baby steps. She is just a puppy still. She definitely shows some interest, so that's good. I think that I just need to sort of figure out how to channel that natural instinct, and I should have a good dog on my hands. I think Sadie really worked up a sweat, if dogs could sweat, chasing that calf around. So let me show you how a puppy gets a drink of water out of the hose. Are you done? I assume that she's actually getting some to drink. I'm not really sure. I mean, she's just attacking it. Oh well. Well, it's getting pretty hot out here, and I think it's time for us to head home. Thanks for hanging out at the ranch with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.